What's up, everybody? Jordo here. I'm gonna make a little 95-96 Bulls fives lineup here. I'm gonna make the builds. I chose to go with Steve Kerr at the point guard instead of Harper, just because he's a little bit more fun of a build, I think, to play with. Harper's not a great scorer, and I feel like if we're in the PG in this game, you want to be able to, at least do some stuff with the ball. So I decided to go with Steve Kerr here on this, and I went with Kukoc at the five instead of Longley, I think his name was. And Kukoc is just way more fun too to play because he could shoot. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to go with like a boring, exactly accurate lineup because I do think Kerr came off the bench or whatever. But that's the five I'm going with: is Kerr, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kukoc. I just think that's more fun for everybody. Obviously, Steve Kerr build. First thing we're doing, one of the best shooters of all time. We're gonna go 96 three ball. If you want to go 99, you can definitely do that. No one's gonna say anything to you about that, but we'll also go. We're gonna go 90 ball handle. We're not gonna go anything crazy because again, he wasn't like this crazy like ISO dribble. But we got to make this game playable, right? We got to make it fun for everybody. And if you make a build right, you don't want to build that's not fun. So we're trying to do this the best way we can make it. I gotta put the badges up. My goodness, one of these days it'll become a habit. You know what I mean? But we'll go. He wasn't the craziest playmaker in the world, so we're gonna give him. You're gonna give you very playable stats. Um, we will go with the 85 layup, and then maybe we can get 84 close shot. That'd be fire. Then we get into the paint there. Again, not necessarily, in my opinion, the greatest defender, but if we can get to an 85, that would be pretty cool. And then if we can get to a 73 steal, I think that's like all we'd really need on this build. No vertical because we're not gonna be going to the rim. If you want to go, we'll go 92 ball handle, 87 pass act, and that's what we'll do. We'll give him the 98 free throw because he's a good free throw shooter. So this is the Steve Kerr build, right? So he's quick. He's not the strongest, not the most jump out the gym type guy, but he's got very solid defense. Probably play off ball. I mean, you're gonna have Pippen and Rodman in your lineup, right? They're gonna be the on ball guys if you're playing fives in this game, but very capable of scoring. We might even be overdoing the 3 point a little bit, but again, this is just a concept, so we want to be able to play the game. We don't want no boring ass, like boring builds, man. So we gotta try to make this fun. So that's what we're gonna go with. He's got a very capable in the paint, whether he goes in for the layup or goes in pump fakes, puts up a close shot. We'll see. I haven't made these builds yet, so we'll see if we get the comparisons here. I did not get Steve Kerr, but two-way crafty, three-level playmaker. That's kind of what we expect. Because Kerr didn't have all the stuff that we have on this build. So, but hey, Nash, Curry, Mark Price. We didn't get the comparison, but this is, I mean, elite shooter from deep. Shake game is deadly. Pass makes teammates look like stars. Money mid range. That's what Steve Kerr did that stuff. He was a good free throw scorer. He's a decent defender, good playmaker. So this is what we're gonna go with, and we're gonna go to the cap breakers now. So here we are on the cap breakers for this build, and again, you can make this really playable if you wanted to go up. You can go up 24, 34. Gives you a 59, 67. You get like a 73, a little bit higher than that drive and dunk if you really wanted to do it, put that vertical up. But what I'm probably doing is going 78 plus a 86, 89. I'm probably going to get that 91 steal. That's probably what I'm going to go for. Maybe you can do the 99 three ball if you really want that first. That's up to you. Maybe you want to juice up that ball handle. You want to get the 91 speed of ball. All of that is up to you. I'm probably going for the steal. I don't think you need 91 speed with ball, and if you really want if you want it, you could just put a +1 on it. Maybe 93 ball handle be nice. Get you that gold unpluckable or gold ankle assassin. 99 three ball gives you all the red badges, so whatever you want to do, you could do. I'm probably going for that steal though, because I'm playing off the ball, right? So I want to get a little bit more snags. But yeah, man, this build goes we get up to a 90 perimeter D, so maybe a +2 there to get 87 for off ball pest. I'd probably do that. You know what? That's what I'd probably do for the first. I have 4 cap breakers, so I'd probably go 99 three ball, and then 87 perimeter D. And then after that, I'll probably use my cap breakers from there on out to get that steal up. But you could go the opposite way. You could put all four on steel, get up to that 89, and then use your next one 91, and then you can go up and juice a three ball. You could honestly, you could put it on your build specialization on shooting, and that's all combined through all your builds. So if you have it on other builds already, right, you'll be getting those pretty soon. You could put those on. It gives you 98 three ball. You only need one cap breaker from 99, which you get at the end of the new season, or wherever you are in your progression with your crew or whatever. So yeah, that's the Steve Kerr build. Next, we're gonna go to the Jordan build. All right, so here we are. These are probably the builds everybody's gonna fight over. I want to be Jordan. I want to be Pippen. I want to be Rodman. I wouldn't even mind being the Steve Kerr in this lineup or the Kukoc because all of these builds are gonna cook. But this is probably gonna be the most fun one is the Jordan one. Remember, Jordan could do everything, so we can't expect this build to be like 99 everything, right? We can't expect that because it's just we're not able to actually replicate Jordan in here. It's just not gonna happen. So what we're gonna try to do is make it as best as possible. So we got to get that. I'm probably going to get that. I'm in between. I'm probably not going to go 99 dunk. That just seems like a waste. I'll probably do the 96 will be what I'll aim for. But what we're going to do is we're going to go. Yeah, look at that. Remember the badges, everybody. It only took me 20 videos, but I'm getting there. We're going to go right up to that 93 driving dunk to start. And I might change this after, but we'll have to see how this build plays out. Again, it's Jordan. We gotta do it because he's an elite on-ball defender, right? And we're gonna go just because we need points, and he's at the 2 guard. This is how we're gonna go with the playmaking stats. It's really just because we need more stats to do the rest of Jordan's build. I'm gonna go 93 mid-range, and Jordan can shoot threes, so we're gonna go an 83. And see, now what I gotta try to figure out is how I'm gonna be able to get that post game going, because this build's not gonna work for a Jordan build. So we're gonna restart real quick. All right, and we're gonna do it this way to start. Now I'm gonna go off the fact that I have 4 cap breakers to start. So if you have less, I'm sorry. If you have more, good for you. You can build this even better off the rip. But we want to make this build better in the future. And we want that 93 eventually. You don't need it, I guess. You go with the 92. I'm probably going to start at the 89. And I'm probably going to give him a 78 3 ball. Because, to play like Jordan, we need post control. We just do. We got to be able to do everything. And he needs that perimeter. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Ever. One of the best defenders in the league. If you don't think so, you don't know ball, really. It's just as simple as that. We're going to get that 80 vertical. We have to do that with Jordan, right? But what I'm probably going to do... Let's see if we can work it out this way. So this way we can work it out. We can get that 87 post control, if that's what you want to do. The way I'm looking at it in this game is people don't really like to post up. Now, if you want to play fully like Jordan, 87 post control. That's what you got to do. But the way this game is, and just the way people make their builds and the way people play, we're not in the post all the time. It's a lot more moving fades and slashing and all that. So what we'll do is I'm going to go to the 79 post control for post fade phenom gold. If you want it higher, you can go with the 84. Because you're going to get that 90 mid range. The first thing you put up is that 92. And that will give you post fade Hall of Fame. So if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But the way I'm doing it is it's got to be like Jordan. So I have builds with this 81 ball handle, 75 super ball. A lot of my 2 guards have this, and it's plenty. If you know how to do some of the moves, like some dribble spams and some step backs, you can create space for yourself. You can blow by people. This is enough pass to play like Jordan. Do your thing. But it's got to have the mid range. It's got to be able to score in the paint. It's got to have good layup. It's got to have a good dunk. We're gonna use our cap breakers on dunk. Don't worry. And what I'm probably gonna do on the rest is 81. Just to get you closer to, does this affect anything? Right there, right there. I hit the wrong one, and I gotta go back again. We want the 92 perimeter. Pippen is gonna be your on-ball block, but the Jordan build has to have defense. I'm almost wondering, just because it's, just how this game is, and again, like, you already have 2 locks. Maybe we'll make it this way. That way we can get the 93 dunk, which gives you gold posterizer. This probably seems more fun. I think everybody's probably grinning and thinking, yeah, I'd rather that on a Jordan build than defense. So we'll do it that way. And again, this build, you can't really do it like Jordan did it. But you could shoot with a 78 ball, especially if you get that 92, 93 mid range. You're going to have all the badges to be able to shoot. Drive and dunk, layup, close shot. I mean, this can do everything that Jordan could do. Maybe you're not going to get steals or blocks, but you can do that with cap breakers. I think this is the best version I can make. And I don't get the Jordan comparison, but a two-way crafty mid-paint scorer, like that's Jordan. You know what I mean? And like we want to, if we're making a Jordan build, we want to score like MJ. We don't want to play D like MJ. We can play D. We can play D with 85 perimeter. That's enough. We can lock up whoever's on the ball, get the contests. We're trying to play like MJ. We're trying to slash. We're trying to pull up mid-range. We're trying to dunk, get layups, play make, and that's what we're doing on this build. So that's why we made it the way I did. You got the post control. And I'm going to go to the cap breakers for y'all. Here are the cap breakers with this build. I'm probably going right to 96 driving dunk with my first 4. But I'm about to get the finishing stuff, and I'll get another two badges or cap breakers for the finishing stuff, because I'm actually in the middle of getting my first one right now. Second one will be coming in a couple weeks probably. So maybe I'll use 1 on drive and dunk. And then 2 on vertical to get to that 85, and let's get that crazy drive and dunk up. And then, you know what? We can use our cap breakers. We got to get that 92 mid-range, 93 mid-range eventually. We can get to that 83 3-ball. It really just depends how you want to build it. You can get that perimeter D up. It's whatever you want to do. But I'm probably going 85 vertical, 96 drive and dunk. And then we'll worry about that 3-ball. But then I want that mid-range, man. So you know what? I'm going 92 mid-range to start. That's what I'm doing. I'm going 92 mid-range. And we're going to go 83 vertical. All right. Then with the 2 finishing cap breakers, we'll get to 95. The next cap breakers we get from the season and all that, because it's a long game ahead of us still. We're going 96 drive and dunk, 85 vertical to get the Hall of Fame poster. Plus 1 out to red if you want to do that. And then, then we'll look into getting up, maybe ankle assassin on silver with 86 ball handle, or get that 3-ball up to an 83 to get that limitless, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's the Jordan build, man. And this build gonna be able to do a lot, and it can play defense. It's not incapable of playing defense, especially when you have these Pippen and Rodman builds coming up. This build is more than fine. So let's go to that Pippen build. All right, so here we are with this Scottie Pippen build. And again, I like that Jordan build doesn't have the comparison, but it can do what you need it to do and still be viable in the rec and the pro-am and the proving grounds, whatever you're playing. And these builds all can work together if you're going to play 3s or 2s. Like, they're all able to defend and ball handle and do whatever. So it works no matter what. They're usable in every game mode. And that's what I try to do with these builds. And we try to make them better with cap breakers, right? So you're actually probably going to get a build change once you get the cap breakers on that build. But we'll do the Pippen build here. We're going to go 6'8". I'm going to go a little heavier than 210. I try to go with their size and weight just to make it more realistic. But we're going to try to get that 93 strength on Pippen. See, the way I'm trying to think about what this Pippen build, he was a really good defender. Maybe we'll go a little bit lower on that. You know what? We'll go with this. I'm going to go with the 85 strength. We're going to go 83 3-ball, 87 mid-range because, like, he was a good scorer. He could do his thing, but he was Scottie Pippen, bro. Like, we need that defense. That's what he's known for. But he's still gonna be able to score from every level. So don't even worry about it. Don't be like, oh, Pippen build ass. We're doing the same thing we do. All these builds. We're going 84 close shot because that gives us silver paint prodigy, and that's good. Pippen, we're gonna do 85 layup for now. I might mess around with that. We're gonna go 87 drive and dunk. For now. I might even change that to an 89. We're gonna get that 83 3-ball. Get that free throw up. Again with Pippen, we're going to do the 81 ball handle, but we're only going to go 68 speed with ball on this one. And And we're going to go 65 pass to get break starter. Because this man needs his defense up. And he also needs some rebounding. So we got to mess around with this build a little bit to figure out exactly how we got to make it play like Pippen. So I think I'm going to go with the 80 mid-range. I'm going to put the pass down on Pippen. I'm going to do it. It's tough, but to make these builds be, what they need to be, we got to do it. And this isn't going to work, though. This just isn't going to work because... So we're going to go 91 still. We're going to see how much that buys us for points. Okay, we're going to have to redo this build again because this just ain't going to work for me. I don't like how it's coming out. So we're going to go 80 rebound, right? Pippen got boards. We're going 74 interior. And this is our lock. So we got to go up on that perimeter. And go up to a 94. We're going to go 92, 91. We're going to get... Why is it... There we go. Jesus. 75 vertical, and we need that strength up. And for some reason, the strength is messed up. We want that immovable enforcer gold. And we got to go 80-80 on the speed agility. We're going to have to build this build around that. And we'll just see how it works out. He's got to be able to shoot threes. Pippen can shoot threes. He's a good scorer. We got to go 87. We got to go 80. We got to go 84. But that's not going to let us do that. So we're going to go 73 on the close shot. But see, I just don't see. We need more ball handle for it to be a Pippen build. But where it's hard for me is Pippen's got to be that lock. He's got to be able to score. Maybe we use our cap breakers. Maybe that's how we'll do this build. He's more than viable in the paint, right? He can cut, he can yam, he can put layups up, he can get those close shots up. But he can shoot. But now the ball handle and speed ball, we can use the cap breakers for that because we really, we're okay right now on this. We got the rebound, we got all the physicals. This is probably how I'm going to run this build. If you want to put that free throw up a little bit, we could do this and this. And get that 81 and speed, 82 agility, and then get that free throw up to hopefully a 78. That'd be perfect. And then just waste the point there. This is how I make that Pippen build because it has to be defensive, man. It has to have defense. It has to be able to score. It has to be able to get in. Two-way bulldozer. That's perfect. The only issue is the ball handling. But we're going to see what the cap breakers look like. I might even remake this whole build if this is ass. Let's just go see what the cap breakers look like on this build first. Here are the cap breakers with the Pippen build. And yeah, so just like I thought. So we'll go with the 59, 69 pause, 75. We can get the 81 ball handle. First 5 cap breakers probably going to ball handle. Maybe you could go down and you could go to the 77 for now. And then you can get that 59 speed with ball. You can get up plus 12 to 71. And then plus 7 gets you to a 78. But you don't need that. So 76. So we want to use this build. You're going to need cap breakers to make it like Pippen. Make it really like Pippen. You need 9 cap breakers. And you'll get those. Maybe, go 3 and 2 to start. Get that 59. So, yeah, you got to get that 68 speed ball. So you need 3 cap breakers on speed ball to get the, the first badge for lightning launch. And then, but this is the best way I could think of making the Pippen build. He wasn't the most lightning fast guy, but he's quick. He's strong. He can jump. Gets boards. He's absolute clamps on defense. Again, we can get that 94 steal too eventually. We can get 88 block. We can get 91 block, but there's no point of that because 92 and 93 is the other stuff. But he can lay the ball up. He could dunk. He could score a little, put ups in the paint. He can shoot. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that we got to use the cap breakers to do it because just to make Pippen and Jordan is so hard because they're 99 overall players and you don't get 99 overall players in this game, even when you're a 99. The cap breakers make it better. We actually get, these crazy builds later on in the game. So this build can very well hold up on its own for now, but when you get the cap breakers, it'll be broken. And who gives? You don't need everybody doesn't need to pass. Not everybody needs pass hack. Let's go with that Rodman build. All right, so now we're gonna make that Rodman build, and I know Rodman was 6'7", 210. But just the way I look at this is if I'm doing 6'7", my rebounding is ass. Dennis Rodman was a specimen, right? But we're gonna go 6'9". We have to. Because it's Dennis Rodman. And we're gonna do it this way. Still gonna be able to score, but it's Dennis Rodman. Right? So we're gonna build it like Dennis Rodman. First things first. Not a big steal guy. Could get him, but not a huge steal guy. But this is where we gotta do it, right? It's Rodman. So we're going 96. This is a good back end build. This will be a good back end build. It'll do its job. We're going 96, 92. We want that 99 defense eventually. We're maxing this stuff out. We're going with the 88 vertical because we want that red pogo stick. Now, you're not getting any crazy stats on shooting. It's just not going to happen. But a good shooter can hit with a 78. And the reason we want the 93 interior D is we need to get our strength up. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Hold on. You gotta bear with me now. I gotta redo this build and figure this out. Because Robin was fast. Maybe not the most agile, so we'll go 65 agility for now. We're gonna go with 80 speed. Gonna have to get that strength up to 91. Might bump it down and go with cap breakers for it. And I think for now we're gonna go 83 vertical and maybe go for cap breakers to get that 88. But we want that vertical up eventually. We do. And then we'll go 85 for offensive board. We want that interior D up. We need that perimeter D. We're going to ignore steel. I just don't like steel. I think it's too damn expensive and it's not as good as it used to be. We can still get the 78, 75. Okay. So this is a little bit better because what I want to get is we need 92 strength. We want that post lock on Hall of Fame. We want to get this rebound chaser red immediately. If you want to do this, you could do it. It's a back end, man. We just got to get closeout speed on the, on the threes and then get to the paint. So we're doing this. I might even honestly do 84. Because then we might be able to even... No, we're going to go 80 dunk. Just because of how it works out. We'll go 72 agility. And then can we get that block up any more? Messing around with it. See what we can do. Alright, we'll do this. This is the way we're going to build this. This is the best way to do it. I think it makes it the most playable. It's a Dennis Rodman build. So he can get all the boards in the gym. He's got that 99D rebound, 85 offense. If you want to put that up to a 90 with cap breakers, go right ahead. I'm going 85 block because I want that 88 eventually. But we got a perimeter D. He's fast enough and he can jump high enough that you can jump and close out if you're late. That 93 interior, we need it. If you want to go 88 and you feel like that's better and you want to go 88, 90, you could do that. But Dennis Rodman was a good paint defender, so I'm going with the 93, 85. And like 84 close shot. It's enough to put it up. 80 dunks enough to catch lobs, to dunk wide open. You got to be able to shoot. But it's an easy year to shoot. So 78 3 ball is not that bad. I'm not doing ball handle, speed ball, pass accuracy than Dennis Rodman. He was not like this ISO dribbler, man. He was a defender, rebounder, and he could score. He had 25-point games. It wasn't like he couldn't score. That's why we got to put the scoring up a little bit. But he's not going to be an elite scorer. This is your back end. He's getting boards. He's playing D. And yeah, some people want their back ends to always get steals. But honestly, I I might even put this build in the paint if we're running a zone, or if you're running a 3-2, put them in the corner, that's fine. But like we want this build in the paint as much as possible. And man, this year a lot of people are paint runners. And a lot of people don't even want to shoot the damn ball. I play like pro am, and there's just some people, man. They as soon as it's like they're doing sprints, as soon as their toe touches the 3 point line, it's back in for a cut, out in, out in. They're trying to dex or just get open, and it's just like I think this is a good build to stop all that. So we'll see what we get. Mobley, Coleman, Davis, shot erasing board enforcer. Is that if that's not a Dennis Rodman build, then I don't know what is. And I mean, I think the reason I don't get him is because the height is a little bit bigger, and he can, he's a little bit better of a shooter. But you got to be able to shoot in this game. So 78's enough. You can knock down wide opens in the corner, and you got the strength to set picks, and you'll get your wins physical battles, makes extra possessions routine, rotates well around the rim, clears glass with authority. That's exactly what Rodman does, right? This is a fun build. I would have fun on this build. And I'd still probably drop 20 a game on this build. If you have a good guard, you could drop 20 a game on this build very easily. You could probably drop 20 and 20 on this build. I'm not even kidding. You could probably just get in there, horse everybody, jump over everybody. So let's go to the cap breakers. All right, so here we are with the cap breakers for the Rodman build. I'm ignoring all this stuff. I'm ignoring it. This is what it is. This is what it's going to do with scoring. If you want an 82 3-ball for better animations, you could do it. You're not going to get limitless with it, so there's no point. First 3 cap breakers, 99 rebound right away. Don't care. 99 rebound. And then honestly, 77, 80, 83, 86. Get that perimeter D up to an 85. Why not? He was a good perimeter defender, but again, we can't juice all this stuff up and still make a viable build, but we can with cap breakers. And then you get 54, 64. You get a 72 steal, nothing crazy out of it. Maybe I would just go to maybe get the 60. You get a little bit of steal. You can honestly, you could get bronze interceptor and then toss a +2 on to get gold, and then you'll get steals. But I actually might even make this build just for fun in the rec to make some content, because this build looks kind of crazy. Oh, you could also put the stand and dunk up if you want to get up into like the high 60s or whatever, but I wouldn't worry about that. You're going to get your buckets. Your job is to get boards, play defense, score in transition if you want, bang from the corner. You can do that with a 78. I have a 78 3-ball on my back end, and he does fine. Now we'll go to the Kukoc build. All right, so this is the build where I was kind of unsure how to make it, because Tony Kukoc was like 190 pounds. I don't even know how low you can get at 6'11", but it's not 190 pounds. He was a skinny guy. He was a scorer. He wasn't necessarily the best paint guy. I guess he will. I mean, he was a small forward too, right? But I'm using him because he's the tallest guy on the team. And just not making a Longley build wouldn't be fun. No one wants to be Longley. Like, Kukoc, you know what? This will be a fun build. So what I'm going with is I'm making him a 7-footer. He's getting that 89 3-ball. We're going to give him a high rebound, because it's just what we got to do. So to make this build the way we can, we're going to go 76. We want those silver badges. We're going to go 71 and 50 probably. Just for now, I might change it. On this build, we're just, we're going to go 82. Let's see, for now, we'll go 78. We're going to max out speed and agility. We're probably just going to go 92 rebound to start. We want that 96. I'm probably going to try to use cap breakers for that. It has to be viable in the paint. So we're going to go 84, and we're going to try to get 60 steal. And also try to get a little bit of perimeter D. We're knocking down threes with that 89. Kukoc could shoot. And then we'll probably, it's going to be a little weird. Every build's going to, 84 close shots just where I resort to, because it's so OP and it's cheap. But we'll probably try to give him a 75. We'll see what I do here, but I'm thinking we get to an 80 dunk. and an 81 standing dunk, and then a 77 post control. Then we'll go 80. So what I'm gonna do is I might even go up to that 80 offensive board. Yeah, okay. I think this is how I'm gonna make the Kukoc build. It's not quite like what he is. I might even bump the weight down a little bit. No, I can't because I want that 96 rebound. So we're gonna do it this way. It's not gonna be super, super fast, but it's fast enough. It can get boards. It can shoot like crazy. It can dunk. It can score in the paint at every level of the court. It's got the ball handle to make plays. Can I get 88 block on this? Is that possible with the 50 speed with ball? I don't know if it is. We need 80 vertical to make that work. So we'll go 65 speed, 80 vertical. Give us some free throw. And that's what I'm going to do with the Tony Kukoc build. It's a good center build. And it kind of is going to play like he did. You know, you can ball handle, make your own space. You can pass. You get good defense all over the board. You're going to get boards with that 96D rebound because that's what we're going for. You got some mobility. You're strong. You can jump high. And you can score at every level. All over the paint. You can score from all over the court in this build. So that's what I'm going to go with. I don't even know what comparisons we're going to get here. Wemby, Boogie, Kristaps. I mean, I'll take that. Crafty, Inside Out, Rim Reaper. That's not necessarily like what I would expect to hear, you know, with Tony Kukoc. But we had to make it somehow playable in this game because I couldn't just roll out with a 6'11", 190-pound guy and you're just gonna not get the boards you need. This is the build we're going with, and I mean it's gonna play really well. You're gonna be able to shoot lights out, which he could do, score at every level, which he could do, play make, which he could do, play very good defense, which he could do, and get rebounds, which he could do. So this is the best way to make this build, I think, and we're gonna go to the cap breakers now. All right, so here we are with the cap breakers on the Kukoc build. And, you know, I really don't know what I'm going to put them on yet. I'm kind of looking. Maybe if you want to juice this stuff up, you can. I mean, obviously, first things first, 96 rebound. We're getting that right off the rip. That's obviously the first thing. But after that, you want to get that speed up maybe. You want to get that strength or vertical up. You could do all that, but I just don't see a purpose. Maybe get that 92 block, but you need the higher vertical for that, I believe. What I'm probably doing is I'm probably just juicing up the rebound. Maybe get that 93 ball if you have some animations you want at 90. And then maybe you could put up post control. You can go out and get a crazy layup if you want an 80 and 90 layup, 91 layup. You could go get a 92 94 close shot. I mean, there's a lot you could do with this build, but it could do everything. And Tony Kukoc could kind of do really everything. And I had to put him at the 5 because Rodman, too small. And if you want to switch up those builds, you could honestly play him at the 4 and make, you know, Rodman your 5, but he's a little small. And I just think this build's a really good 5. He could stretch the court. He can score at every level. He can get boards. There's a world where I might even go up to the 83 offensive rebound just to get more boards. But again, that's why cap breakers are for y'all. You could improve these builds however you want. I'm +2 in my steal, or not on the cap breaker. Let me rephrase that. I'm +2 badging my bronze interceptor to get gold, for sure. Maybe the 92, 93 block, but again, you're gonna have to double check the vertical and the interior D on what the requirements are, because I can't quite remember if that's enough to unlock anything at the 90. I believe it is. If a 92 block, I'm pretty sure is enough to get paint protector. And I think 93 block, 80 vertical is enough to get that chase down, but I can't quite remember. So don't. If you do want to do that, just double check for me so you don't waste money, and then you come back and tell me to go after myself because I gave you the wrong advice. So just double check that. But yeah, that's a Tony Kukoc build, and that is my Chicago Bulls lineup. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you enjoyed, like and sub.